Blockchain is transforming global supply chains like never before. From reducing fraud to enhancing transparency, this revolutionary technology is reshaping how goods move across the world. In this episode, we uncover how blockchain eliminates middlemen and reduces costs, the role of smart contracts in automating supply chain processes, real-world examples of blockchain improving efficiency and security, why major corporations are adopting blockchain for logistics, and the future of decentralized supply chain networks. Stay ahead of the curve in blockchain innovation. Imagine a world where you could track every product you buy, from raw materials to your doorstep, with complete transparency. No delays, no fraud, no lost shipments, just a seamless tamper-proof system ensuring trust at every step. Sounds futuristic? Well, blockchain is making this a reality right now. Today, we're diving deep into how blockchain is revolutionizing supply chains and why companies worldwide are adopting this technology to cut costs, boost efficiency, and enhance security. If you're into blockchain, logistics, or just curious about the future of commerce, this episode is for you. Stay tuned because the impact of blockchain on supply chains will blow your mind. Let's face it, traditional supply chains are broken. For decades, businesses and consumers have depended on centralized supply chain networks to manufacture, transport, and deliver goods across the world. While this system has functioned well enough to support global trade, it is far from perfect. The reality is that traditional supply chains are plagued by inefficiencies, fraud, and a lack of transparency that cost businesses billions of dollars every year. Despite advancements in logistics technology, these age-old problems continue to persist. Let's take a closer look at the 4 biggest challenges that are crippling traditional supply chains today. One of the biggest weaknesses of traditional supply chains is the lack of transparency in tracking products from origin to destination. Most supply chain networks rely on centralized databases that store crucial information about the movement of goods. The problem? These databases can be altered, manipulated, or even hacked, leading to inaccurate records, fraud, and unauthorized changes. Imagine buying an organic food product, only to find out later that it was falsely labeled. Without real-time transparency, consumers have no way to verify whether a product is actually what it claims to be. Many large corporations outsource manufacturing to multiple suppliers worldwide. However, if a company is not directly monitoring these suppliers, there's no guarantee that the materials being used are legitimate or ethically sourced. Many businesses unknowingly buy counterfeit or substandard goods, affecting both product quality and customer trust. A lack of visibility leads to supply chain fraud, compliance issues, and loss of consumer trust. Without an immutable record of transactions and tracking data, companies remain vulnerable to corruption, unethical practices, and unreliable suppliers. Supply chains involve multiple stakeholders: manufacturers, suppliers, distributors, logistics providers, and retailers. This complex network relies on third-party intermediaries to verify transactions, process payments, and facilitate shipments. Unfortunately, the dependency on intermediaries leads to increased costs. Every middleman involved in the process adds fees, whether it's banks processing payments, customs clearing shipments, or warehouses storing goods. These fees accumulate over time, making products more expensive for both businesses and consumers. Traditional supply chains rely on manual paperwork, approvals, and outdated tracking systems, leading to slow and inefficient operations. A single missing document can delay shipments for weeks. In global trade, shipping documents often go through multiple verification steps before a shipment is approved for transport. These processes are slow, error-prone, and expensive, costing companies billions in delays and inefficiencies. Believe it or not, many supply chains still depend on paper records for tracking goods, processing invoices, and verifying transactions. This increases the risk of human error, misplaced documents, and fraudulent entries. The result? Higher operational costs, slow delivery times, and frustrated customers who demand faster, more reliable supply chains. Without a secure tracking system, goods are constantly at risk of being stolen, misplaced, or even replaced with counterfeits, One of the biggest problems in supply chains is the rise of counterfeit products, especially in industries like luxury goods, pharmaceuticals, and electronics. Fraudsters exploit weak tracking systems to introduce fake goods into the market, costing businesses hundreds of billions of dollars every year. The pharmaceutical industry loses approximately $200 billion annually due to counterfeit drugs entering the market. Patients unknowingly consume fake or expired medications, which can have life-threatening consequences. Supply chain fraud isn't just about counterfeits. Cargo theft is another massive issue. Organized crime groups target shipments, stealing goods before they even reach retailers. In 2022, cargo theft in the U.S. alone resulted in over $223 million in losses. Criminals exploit weak tracking mechanisms to hijack shipments and resell stolen goods on the black market. When supply chain data is stored in a centralized database, it can be altered by corrupt employees or hackers. Falsified shipping records allow criminals to divert shipments, inflate prices, or report non-existent transactions. The result? Companies suffer from financial losses, lawsuits, and reputational damage, while consumers receive faulty, fake, or stolen goods with no way to verify authenticity. Consumers today demand more transparency. They want to know where their products come from, how they are made, and whether they are ethically sourced. Unfortunately, traditional supply chains make this almost impossible. Many companies struggle to verify whether their raw materials are sourced responsibly. Are workers being exploited? Are suppliers following environmental regulations? These questions often go unanswered due to poor traceability in the supply chain. In the fashion industry, many clothing brands outsource production to third-party factories in developing countries. However, without proper traceability, some brands unknowingly source materials from sweatshops that engage in child labor or unethical working conditions. In the food industry, consumers are becoming increasingly concerned about whether their seafood, coffee, or produce is sourced sustainably and ethically. However, most companies rely on self-reported data from suppliers, which can be easily manipulated. Limited traceability also affects product recalls. When contaminated or defective products enter the supply chain, companies struggle to identify the exact source of the problem. This results in delays in removing harmful products from the market, putting consumers at risk. The result? Consumers lose trust in brands that fail to provide transparency. Ethical and sustainable businesses suffer because they can't prove the authenticity of their sourcing practices. Public health risks increase when supply chain tracking fails to prevent contaminated or unsafe products from reaching the market. The problems in traditional supply chains are clear. Lack of transparency leads to fraud, corruption, and loss of trust. High costs and delays make global trade slow and inefficient. Risk of fraud and theft results in billions in financial losses every year. Limited traceability prevents ethical sourcing and quality control. Clearly, the current system is outdated and broken, and businesses urgently need a solution. Now, imagine a fully decentralized, tamper-proof system where every transaction is recorded on an immutable ledger. A system where goods can be tracked in real time. Fraud is nearly impossible, and middlemen are eliminated. That's what blockchain technology brings to the table. The traditional supply chain is broken, but blockchain technology is the ultimate solution. By using a decentralized, tamper-proof ledger, blockchain eliminates fraud, improves transparency, and automates processes to make supply chains more efficient, secure, and cost-effective. Let's dive into the key ways blockchain is revolutionizing supply chains and fixing these long-standing problems. One of blockchain's biggest strengths is its immutability. Once data is recorded, it cannot be changed, deleted, or manipulated. In traditional systems, supply chain data is stored in centralized databases that can be hacked, altered, or manipulated by bad actors. Blockchain eliminates this risk by ensuring that every transaction is permanently recorded and publicly verifiable. Each product movement, from manufacturing to distribution to the final sale, is recorded on an immutable ledger, providing real-time transparency for businesses and consumers. Luxury brands are using blockchain to fight counterfeiting. Customers can scan a QR code on a handbag or watch and instantly verify its entire history, from the factory to the retail store. No more fake designer bags flooding the market. Walmart uses blockchain to track food products across its supply chain. If there's a contamination issue, blockchain allows them to trace the affected products in seconds, instead of days or weeks using traditional methods. The result? Complete transparency, reduced fraud, and instant verification of authenticity. Smart contracts are self-executing digital agreements stored on the blockchain. These contracts automatically execute predefined actions when certain conditions are met, without needing human intervention. In traditional supply chains, payments often get delayed due to manual verification, disputes, and third-party intermediaries. With smart contracts, payments are automatically released once a shipment is delivered and verified. No more delays or disputes. A supplier ships goods to a retailer. With blockchain, a smart contract automatically releases payment once the shipment is verified. Without blockchain, the supplier has to wait for manual confirmation, risking delays, fraud, and payment disputes. A perishable food supplier ships fresh produce overseas. If the goods arrive past their expiration date, a smart contract automatically cancels the payment, ensuring fair transactions without legal battles. The result? Faster transactions, reduced fraud, and zero disputes. Faster, cost-effective transactions. Blockchain removes middlemen, eliminating the need for banks processing supply chain payments, third-party verification services, and endless paperwork and manual approvals. How does this reduce costs? Traditional supply chains involve multiple intermediaries, each charging fees for processing transactions, verifying shipments, or approving contracts. Blockchain eliminates these unnecessary middlemen, allowing businesses to interact directly and instantly. Example: Maersk, the world's largest shipping company, used blockchain to reduce paperwork delays by 90%. Before blockchain, a single shipping container required hundreds of documents and approvals from different authorities, leading to delays and inefficiencies. After blockchain, all transaction records are stored securely and instantly verified, eliminating delays and saving millions in administrative costs. Another example: IBM's Food Trust blockchain helps farmers, distributors, and retailers trade goods faster with real-time verification instead of waiting for outdated paperwork approvals. The result? Faster shipments, lower costs, and a streamlined global trade system. Enhanced security and anti-counterfeiting. Traditional supply chains are vulnerable to fraud, theft, and counterfeiting. Blockchain fixes this by creating a secure, tamper-proof record of every transaction. How does this improve security? Every product is assigned a unique digital identity, such as an NFT or a blockchain-verified serial number. These records are permanently stored on the blockchain, making it impossible to alter data without being detected. If someone tries to introduce counterfeit goods, the blockchain system will immediately flag the fake items, protecting businesses and consumers. Example: pharmaceutical companies use blockchain to track medicine shipments and prevent counterfeit drugs from entering the market. Every batch of medicine is digitally recorded on the blockchain. Pharmacies and hospitals can scan a QR code to verify its authenticity before distributing it to patients. Another example: the diamond industry uses blockchain to verify the origin of gemstones, ensuring that they are ethically sourced and not linked to conflict zones. The result? Elimination of counterfeit goods, safer consumer products, and complete trust in supply chain security. Blockchain's impact on the future of supply chains. With blockchain technology, the future of supply chains will be 100% transparent. Every transaction is publicly recorded, reducing fraud and corruption. Fully automated, smart contracts remove inefficiencies and eliminate human errors. Cost-effective, businesses save millions by eliminating middlemen and reducing paperwork. Highly secure. Tamper-proof records ensure that counterfeit goods never enter the market. Major industries are already adopting blockchain to revolutionize global trade, logistics, and product tracking. The companies that fail to embrace blockchain risk falling behind. The supply chain revolution has begun, and blockchain is leading the way. Real-world blockchain supply chain innovations. blockchain is already transforming the global supply chain with real-world applications across industries. Let's explore how some of the biggest companies are leveraging this technology. Walmart and food safety. Problem: traditional food supply chains take days or weeks to trace a contaminated product, increasing the risk of foodborne illnesses. Solution: Walmart's blockchain-based tracking system allows them to trace food products from farm to shelf in seconds. Example: if a batch of lettuce is found to be contaminated, Walmart can instantly pinpoint which farm it came from and which stores received it, leading to faster recalls and fewer outbreaks. The result? Improved food safety, reduced waste, and faster response to contamination risks. Amazon and logistics. Problem: package tracking and delivery security rely on centralized systems that are prone to fraud, misplacement, and delays. Solution: Amazon is experimenting with blockchain to create a decentralized logistics network for more accurate package tracking and enhanced delivery security. Example: each package gets a unique blockchain-verified ID, ensuring that customers can track their package with 100% accuracy. Lost or stolen packages can't be replaced with counterfeits, and sellers and buyers have a tamper-proof record of every transaction. The result? More secure deliveries, fraud prevention, and complete transparency in e-commerce logistics. Tesla and battery supply chains. Problem: many electric vehicle (EV) batteries use rare metals sourced from questionable mining operations, sometimes involving child labor and unethical practices. Solution: Tesla is integrating blockchain to trace the origin of raw materials used in EV batteries, ensuring ethical and sustainable mining. Example: every batch of lithium, cobalt, and nickel gets a blockchain-verified digital certificate tracking where it was mined, who processed it, and which vehicle it was installed in. The result? More ethical supply chains, sustainable EV production, and greater consumer trust in green technology. The future of blockchain in supply chains. The next evolution of supply chains will be faster, smarter, and more decentralized, thanks to blockchain. Here's what's coming next. Decentralized supply networks. Today's supply chains rely on centralized systems controlled by a handful of corporations, making them vulnerable to cyber attacks, inefficiencies, and corruption. Blockchain will replace these outdated models with decentralized peer-to-peer supply chain networks, reducing costs and enhancing security. Example: instead of relying on a central authority, businesses will use blockchain smart contracts to directly interact with verified suppliers worldwide, eliminating fraud and reducing dependency on middlemen. The result: a more resilient, cost-effective, and secure global trade system. AI plus blockchain integration. AI and blockchain are a game-changing combo for predicting and preventing supply chain disruptions. AI can analyze blockchain data to predict potential bottlenecks before they happen, optimize shipping routes to avoid delays, and detect fraud or anomalies in supply chain transactions. Example: a global retailer using AI-powered blockchain analytics can anticipate supply shortages and automatically adjust inventory before a crisis occurs. The result? Faster deliveries, fewer supply chain disruptions, and smarter logistics management. NFTs for supply chain authentication. Non-fungible tokens, NFTs, aren't just for digital art. They're becoming the future of supply chain authentication. Luxury brands are exploring NFTs as proof of authenticity for high-end products. Example: imagine buying a Rolex and getting a blockchain-verified NFT certificate that proves it's a genuine Rolex. Its entire production and ownership history is on the blockchain, and it can't be counterfeited or tampered with. The result? A counterfeit-proof luxury market where buyers have 100% confidence in their purchases. Final thoughts. Why this matters. Blockchain isn't just a buzzword. It's a game changer that's already reshaping the future of global trade. Companies that embrace blockchain early will lead the next era of logistics, while those that ignore it risk becoming obsolete. More transparency. Every transaction is recorded on an immutable ledger, ensuring complete traceability. Fewer delays. Smart contracts automate processes, cutting down wait times and eliminating unnecessary paperwork. Lower costs. No more middlemen or manual verification. Transactions are fast, direct, and cost-efficient. Better security. Encrypted, tamper-proof records eliminate fraud, counterfeiting, and data breaches. The future of supply chains will never be the same again. This is just the beginning. Blockchain is evolving rapidly, and its impact on logistics, trade, and global commerce will only grow stronger. Stay tuned for more game-changing insights on blockchain innovation. See you in the next episode. Follow us on X, YouTube, Medium, Instagram, and Threads at True Crypto Insights and Crypto Tribex for podcast for more deep dives into blockchain, crypto, and the future of technology.